Good evening. I'm Sue Ann Delt. Today is Monday, December 21st, 2020, and this is my daily report and card pull. I want to start by wishing you a happy solstice, a blessed Yule, and merriment for all. I have my candle going, and I'm going to start an incense. And while I have you, I want to show you, for those of you who have never done it or don't know how to do it, I'm going to show you how to cleanse your space or smudge with a piece of white sage. This is from my homegrown white sage in my indoor garden. And so, all right, burrito. We have an open flame here. Where you going? Where you going? Oh, baby girl. She's like, oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. What do we do now? All right. So what you do is you hold it by its little stem, and you just place the little tip of the leaf in the flame and blow it out. I wish you could smell that. It smells so good. If you wanted to, you could walk it around your room, wave it into the corners of your house. Don't burn your finger or your thumb. Then place it in your fireproof tray. I'm using this little brass bowl from India. It has mother of pearl inlay. And then after you're done, offer the ashes from your burnt white sage to a plant, or blow it to the wind, or drop it to the earth. It's considered disrespectful to throw the ashes away, so maybe not, dump them in your trash can. And make sure that the ash is fully extinguished before you go dropping it anywhere, so that you don't burn down your garden or your greenhouse or your lawn or the inside of your house or the inside of someone else's house. Alright. So, I had a lovely day. I had to get up early. I had a doctor's appointment this morning with my medicine women. That's what I call the ladies at the local clinic. They're not doctors. They are nurse practitioners and whatever the other one is called that's similar. Physician assistant, maybe? Yeah. They can do prescriptions, things like that. So anyway, she had to check my thyroid levels and refill my thyroid medicine, and so I was happy to get that taken care of this morning. And then I got on into the office, did some work, and then ran some errands. And then after work, Alan and I were going to go out to a place away from the city lights and away from all the tall pine trees to see the conjunction tonight, what they're calling the Great Star or the Star of Bethlehem, so forth, Christmas star. It's a conjunction between planets. It's actually not a star at all. So anyway, we were headed to do that, and Before we even got out of town, Lola started shaking and a jerking, and her check engine light came on, and so we said screw it and went back to the house. And the sky was covered in cloud cover anyway, so it probably would have done us no good to go try to see it. And at that point, I didn't even care anymore. I was just worried about Lola. And so Alan's going to work on her this weekend, plug into her computer, pull the codes, see what we can find out's going on with her. She's a temperamental little lady, that's for sure. So that was my day, but now I am relaxing. I have myself a beverage in an insulated martini glass. I'm having a pomegranate martini. It's basically just a cosmopolitan, but I use pomegranate juice instead of cranberry, and it's very tasty. Yum. And I have ice in it. You don't ordinarily do that with a martini of any kind. But I didn't want it to get hot before I got it all drunk, even though it is in an insulated glass. So I'm going to read to you a few paragraphs about Yule from Wicca, A Guide for the Solitary Practitioner by Scott Cunningham. And it goes like this. Yule. The goddess gives birth to a son, the god, at Yule, circa December 21. This is in no way an adaptation of Christianity. The winter solstice has long been viewed as a time of divine births. Mithras was said to have been born at this time. The Christians adopted it for their own use in 273 CE, that's Common Era. Yule is a time of the greatest darkness and is the shortest day of the year. Earlier peoples noticed such phenomena and supplicated the forces of nature to lengthen the days and shorten the nights. Wiccans sometimes celebrate Yule just before dawn, then watch the sunrise as a fitting finale to their efforts. Since the god is also the sun, this marks the point of the year when the sun is reborn as well. Thus, the Wicca lights fires or candles to welcome the sun's returning light. The goddess, slumbering through the winter of her labor, rests after her delivery. Yule is the remnant of early rituals celebrated to hurry the end of winter and the bounty of spring, when food would once again be readily available. To contemporary Wiccans, it is a reminder that the ultimate product of death is rebirth, a comforting thought in these days of unrest. Boy, that's just as fitting today as it was when he wrote it. A comforting thought in these days of unrest. The copyright year on this book. Cunningham died March 28th of 1993, so it has to be even older than that. The book I'm holding was the 45th printing in 2013. I can't find it. Anyway, there you have it. This section of the book covers what's called in this book the days of power. The next one will be Imbolc, February 2nd. I'm sure I'm mispronouncing that. Okay, so there's our explanation of Yule. Anyway, I get lost in that silly book. Sorry about that. Oh, it's not a silly book. Oh. I'm silly for getting lost in it when I'm supposed to be doing my video. And it's time for the card for today, huh? Oh, let's make sure I have them in the right direction. Burrito. Alright. Cut them a few more times. Bast. Bast. Kitty cat. It's warm with that candle right by me. This is card number 4. Bast. The symbol is a sistrum. Identity, twin sister of Horus, goddess of joy, patroness of cats. Burrito! The hieroglyph is the ba, or soul. The nature is fixed. Keywords: intuition, caution, protection, devotion, mental healing, generosity, gracefulness, joy, and happiness. The healing rays carried by the symbol on this card are applicable to the mind rather than the body, although the body is also affected indirectly. For as we think, so we are. Conditions of a psychosomatic nature come under Bast, so when her card falls in the upright position, the indication is that pressing worries or mental turmoil will soon pass, giving way to joy and happiness, which in turn promote good health. The Bast card also carries energies for psychic protection. Bast is the happiness card. It also stands for devotedness, generosity, and the musical arts, especially dancing. Because its energies are related to grace and movement, should it fall in the 5th house in a reading for a child, there could be a suggestion of dancing or athletic skill. The institution of marriage being sacred to Bast, a 7th or marriage house placing could bode well for all partnerships concerned. As cats are ever cautious creatures, the message would be to walk with care and caution in whichever area of life is indicated, according to where the card might fall in a horoscope spread, and you'll be happy and fare well. Follow your intuition is yet another piece of advice offered by this card. One can comfortably apply many of the attributes of the cat and lion family to the Bast card: fidelity to the family unit, a liking for warmth, attention, and, now and then, a good petting. Bast people like to be recognized and acknowledged for their true worth, so when this card falls prominently in a practical reading, it suggests that you will get the best out of a situation if you give other people their due, as well as expecting them to give you yours. Give out as you wish to receive, and joy and happiness will surely be yours. At the healing level, Bast in reverse, oh, I'm sorry, we're skipping the reverse. Otherwise, these videos would be way too long. Maybe next time we work with this deck. For meditation, the Bast card is an ideal card to meditate upon prior to doing any form of psychic work, for it is one of Cartouche's major protective symbols. It can also aid mental stability by inducing a balanced state of mind. For any physical activity requiring grace or coordination, this is the card to think about and meditate upon in order to be at your best when the time comes to perform. And of course, the energies of the sistrum can bring joy, happiness, and laughter to a dull and dreary situation. Cats. As a talisman, carry a Bast card around with you as a protection against the mind's and intentions of others who are not kindly disposed toward you. It will also help to keep away the scary psychic phenomena we could all do without. It is a talisman that will help you to replace a tear with a smile and earn yourself a nice pat on the back from the rest of the world at the same time. The legend. Blessed Yule. Bast, or Past, as she was originally known, was said to be the daughter of Ra himself, and legend has it that she defended her aging parent against his only real enemy, the serpent Apep, a representation, no doubt, of the eternal force of evil or darkness. Bast and a lioness-headed goddess named Sekhmet were both referred to as the daughter of Ra, indicating some confusion between the two identities even in those early days. In addition to her major symbol, the sistrum, Bast was also allotted one of the divine eyes in the form of the Uraeus, or serpent of wisdom. According to one version, she acquired this from her brother Horus, but the popular belief was that she was given charge of it by Ra for defending him against Apep. Although the Uraeus is considered to be the right eye and the Horus eye the left, there is obviously some confusion here, as eyes were depicted under the Horus banner facing either way, which rather suggests that the ancient Egyptians themselves were perhaps a little unsure as to which was which. Although she can be traced back as far as 3000 BC, it was not until later times that Bast was acknowledged as sister to Horus and the daughter of Isis and Osiris. She does not appear in the original Osirian myth, and yet the historian Herodotus insists that secret information regarding the twinship was passed to him by the Egyptian priests of the time, who claimed that it had been handed down to them through inter-temple tradition since the earliest days. The center of the worship of Bast was at the city of Bubastis, and thanks to Herodotus, we have some vivid and generous accounts of her nature and rites. Several theories have arisen regarding the origin of Bast. We have already noted how she was considered by some authorities to have been the daughter of Ra, but another school of thought insists that her oldest form was as a lioness-headed goddess named Tefnut, Horus being another or later version of Tefnut's twin. Shu, the sky god, see card 20. It is on account of this portrayal in lioness form that she no doubt became confused with Sekhmet, who is designated as the warrior aspect of Hathor. Again, there are those who consider Sekhmet and Bast to be one and the same deity, with Bast representing the more domesticated aspect of the cat family, while others do not see Bast as an entity in her own right at all, but as the personalized anima or female aspect of Horus. According to Herodotus, Bast was a happy and benign deity who brought good fortune, music, dance, and joy to all. Statues of cats were commonly passed off as facsimiles of Bast, but this is incorrect. The cat was indeed her sacred animal, and the people of the time tended to see the goddess in every cat that walked past. But her original depiction was as a royal lady or priestess with a cat's head. Meow. In addition to the symbols already discussed, her other accoutrements were the aegis, a kind of small protective apron, and a basket often containing kittens. Oh no! Where's that card? There's no kittens on the card. The Egyptians used pictorial symbology to convey to the people the nature and principle represented by a god or goddess. Bast expressed the qualities of the lion or cat family: beauty of movement, agility, strength, caution, fidelity, fidelity to the pride, and etc., all of which could equally be interpreted at the spiritual level. The author says, my own studies have led me to believe that Bast is very much an entity in her own right, the unique energies being encapsulated in the sistrum. Whether or not one accepts Bast as a twin of Horus, anyone working with cartouche or any other form of Egyptian magic will be left in no doubt as to the affinity between these two principles, which blend so beautifully together. Carl Jung taught that all men and women are imbued with an anima and animus. The anima is the feminine aspect of the personality or psyche, and the animus the masculine. As long as these two factors remain in equipoise, all is well. But should one or the other become overemphasized, the resulting imbalance will affect the persona or self-expression of the individual. Occultists generally agree with this theory as it accords with many mystical philosophies and inner teachings. There you have it, Bast. I gotta see this bucket of kittens, I gotta tell you. So, I'll be on the internet tonight looking for this basket of kittens. I don't want the kittens to come here because I have plenty. I have enough, but I would like to see pictures of the kittens. So I hope you enjoyed that card. I have been looking forward to the Bast card and reading about it, and so what a blessing to draw it here on Yule. A blessing for me, and I hope for you as well. So, have a drink, light your candle, burn your incense, look at the sky, and know that every day from now until next summer, first day of summer, or isn't the first day of summer, is it the first day of winter? That's up for debate. Anyway, between now and the summer equinox next summer, every day will get a little bit longer. In some cases, a minute longer, 2 minutes longer. You can look at the almanac.com and look at the sunrise and sunset for a particular day, and then look at it for the next day, or skip a week ahead, and you can see how much longer each day gets between now and summer solstice. So, if you're tired of winter, it ends today. It ends today on the first day of winter. Go figure that out, huh? Every day will be a little bit longer. You could also call today midwinter. Okay, so thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed my card pull and my reading about Yule and seeing Burrito or Burrito's butt, whatever it was she showed tonight. Oh, and my t-shirt. Okay. Always be merry and bright. And if you can't be merry, at least be quiet. No, I don't mean that. I don't mean that. I'm just kidding. Even people who have heaviness on their heart, or anger, or any of that, deserve to be heard, as well as the irritatingly happy people. So I just want to say I love you and I miss you, and I thank you for watching tonight, and I hope that you will join me again tomorrow. And until then, have a wonderful evening and a pleasant tomorrow. Happy Yule, happy solstice, and good night.